Here is a 2024 Subaru Outback Wilderness in crystal white pearl over black interior. The Wilderness gives you more performance, makes it more rugged to take it off-road because we have a four-wheel independent suspension. I'm Anthony from Hawkeye Rides, and starting with steering response LED headlights, C-structure, hexagonal LED fog lights, which is unique to the Wilderness, 9.5 inches of clearance, which is an increase from the 8.7 that's standard for Subaru, glare-resistant hood with the decal. I like the Wilderness Edition because you're getting actual functionality in more components than, say, a Honda HPD package, which would just add aesthetics. Here, that's not going to be the case. The grille is going to be a little bit more subtle, but I like the approach that they're doing because it's not something that's over the top. We're wanting a rugged looking vehicle, and that's what they're giving us. With these 17-inch matte black alloy wheels wrapped with all-terrain tires, the fenders will bulge out to give that off-road appearance, increase in towing from the standard 2,700 pounds. This is getting 3,500 pounds. The roof rails, you'll still get the tie downs with the orange or the copper look, but you're increasing to 700 pounds that you could put on top of this. So imagine when you're going off-road, or if you're taking this camping, now you could do a lot more with the Outback. And the lower keeps the off-road appearance, which is what the Wilderness is going to stand for, because why else would you pick this trim? Now the Onyx XT will also get the same towing capacity as this. Underneath the hood is a 2.4 liter Boxer 4 turbocharged, producing 260 horsepower and 277 pound-feet of torque, paired to the CVT transmission that's going to mimic an 8-speed automatic transmission, achieving 21 mpgs for the city and 26 mpgs for the highway. The Onyx XT trim starts with this, and it just kind of works up. But this is the more powerful engine in which you would want this to do your trails, camping, or any type of maneuverability for your day in and day out use. Comparing this to the Honda Passport, this is going to be more rugged. You're going to have a better suspension, better ground clearance. I understand it's a CVT transmission where that's an automatic transmission. C-structure LED tail lights. The lower roof spoiler gets the matte black, and the lower bumper is going to get the copper or orange inserts for the recovery hooks. I like the boxy look because it keeps that off-road appearance even into the rear. Power liftgate going inside, 32.5 cubic feet. Underneath the floor, you get a spare tire, and you can hide that privacy cover flat with a 12-volt storage nook on the side with the Harman Kardon upgraded sound system. Do this and you'll have some bag holders. Split fold the rear bench in the back at a 40-60 split, increasing cargo to 75.7 cubic feet. Because of the increase of clearance, it will sit up a little bit, but this is the Boxer Turbo. Let's go inside, start it up so you can hear that exhaust note. Headroom starting off is not going to be an issue. We have a moonroof. Leg space is going to be good for the front occupants, and you have a storage right here for the passenger side, and also storage in the front on the dash with the orange stitchwork that goes down into the center of this 11.6 touchscreen infotainment. Dual 7-inch informational displays will be standard on the base. Apple CarPlay, Android Auto, Sirius XM, AM, FM, streaming Bluetooth audio with navigation. Put it into reverse. Has a 180-degree reverse camera, full trajectory, and it has been tweaked for a more wide camera angle. I like the flat dash that is implemented, and the door panels roll into it, and they keep the soft materials on the bottom tier. Area here that you can put a cell phone, USB ports, gloss black, and you get the orange with the gloss black leather around the shifter. You can also push the view here so you can see your camera right on the fly. It's going to be more sporty. We get that orange stitch work. Open up for the first tier, and it's a smaller storage pocket. Open up for the second, and you get your 12-volt medium-sized storage pocket. 3-spoke multi-function steering wheel with adaptive cruise control, lane keep assist, heated steering wheel, and the orange comes into play with the paddle shifters and a 4.2 TFT display that can go through an array of information for the driver. The dual climate control settings, you will have to either push through here on the touch screen, which is standard on the premium. Otherwise, it's just a climate control. And you still have physical buttons to turn up and down for the climate, your volume, to change the tunes. The door panel is going to have more of your everyday materials up front, wilderness badging, and you get the soft StarTech water repellent material. One touch up and down for all the windows. A smaller storage pocket with a beverage holder carved out. Standard 4 speakers. Go to the premium is 6 speakers. Harman Kardon comes standard on the Onyx trim and up. And the Onyx Edition and up gets the auto dimming rear view mirror. For the back seats, headroom is not going to be an issue, and these seats recline, which when it's a 2-row vehicle, I like what I'm seeing. We get an armrest in the center. Heated rear seats start on the Onyx trim, USB ports, air vents, and storage behind both of the front seats. The door panel will have the same materials found in the front, so nothing's stripped. I like how you get the soft water repellent StarTech, one touch up and down for all the windows. In the storage pocket, you can fit a beverage in the center. Leg space is not going to be too bad, except it is not a flat floor, so you're going to be sharing feet space. The rails are pushed up. Butt space is not going to be a problem either, because this is a wider vehicle, and even for headroom, it's not an issue because it's carved out right behind the moonroof. 2.4 liter turbocharged 4-cylinder, 260 horsepower, 277 pound-feet of torque. That's 78 horsepower more than the base engine. 101 pound-feet of torque more than the base engine. Towing increasing from 2,700 pounds to 3,500 pounds. That starts on the Onyx XT trim. But the Wilderness really just puts itself onto a different level, because you're going to have some unique things that is only on the Wilderness, meaning the hexagonal LED fog lights, the way everything flares out, the wheels, and in the interior, in the StarTech water repellent. Look at the performance. It's quick. It definitely is quick, and I like that it has that feel of an 8-speed automatic transmission instead of a CVT, so you'll feel some of the little jerks instead of the ratios where you don't feel anything. But it is going to take me to some pros and cons. Starting off with the pros, when you get the Wilderness, you're actually getting things that make the vehicle better, making it more able to go off-road and giving it more function. I mean, 700 pounds you could put on top of the roof. There's no SUVs that I know that. Even Land Rovers don't go to that extent. And when you're thinking of pricing, this is substantially cheaper than that. Going into a Toyota 4Runner, it's going to feel a lot more higher, but this has better ground clearance unless you go into a TRD off-road, in which, again, you're going to be spending around $10,000 to $15,000 more. So it's definitely a bargain. Water repellent seats, so I don't have to worry if I am going camping, because I don't know if you've went camping, but I actually like doing it. And when you do, you take your SUV out or your wagon, and whenever you get inside the vehicle, you just dirty it because you're putting mud. It's going to rain. Most of the time, if you stay a few days, you'll get a little bit of a rain. That will happen. At least that's what happens with me. And then when I enter, usually I have leather seats. It's going to absorb that. It's going to have an odor. Here, you're not going to have that issue. You just wipe it right off. Now on the cons, CVT transmission, it does have a decent ratio to it. It just would have been better that they put an 8-speed automatic transmission. Turn radius at a stop point. It's going to get about 2 lanes. Let's rock and roll. It's hard to say it's a con with this CVT because of the performance that comes out of it, but going back to some disadvantages or cons about the vehicle, you can get a lot of this with the Onyx XT Edition. I wish that this was only for the Wilderness Edition. Another con, you have a front camera with a 180-degree view, and you have a rear camera 180-degree view. Just put them together and give us a 360. A little hesitation, but then it livens up. The sound deadening is definitely better than any off-road vehicle that it compares to, in which you can do pretty much everything the competition can do in this, and you're gonna have a wider cargo capacity than a Jeep, especially if you're comparing it against the Compass, and the interior space is going to be a lot more. If you go up to the Wrangler, it's still going to be a little bit smaller. Towing capacity is the same, so it's not necessarily a problem with that, and you don't feel like you're a monster truck. You feel like you're in an SUV. So I think they really have made it that everyday pleasurable drive. It doesn't have a lot of vibrations inside from the turbocharge because it has some power underneath the hood. The Subaru eyesight can be a little bit, I don't like to use the word quirky, but it can, in the sense of activating too quick. But I like that you have that much safety in the Subaru. But let me know your thoughts in the comments. And if you're new to the channel, consider subscribing. Check out the next video, merchandise, website, and Instagram. Leave a comment and a like. And I'd like to thank Subaru of Lakeland for giving us this 2024 Subaru Outback Wilderness Edition for our car review.